Welcome back. It is 6:44, keeping you and your family safe. Let's turn our attention now to Jackson County this morning. Chief Deputy Rocky Harnen joining us live via Zoom this morning, waking up with a cup of coffee with him. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Rocky.
Good morning, Marie.
So let's go ahead and start Memorial Day weekend. How has Jackson County looked as far as people being out and about? A lot of the restrictions are being lifted. So what's kind of been the vibe out there this weekend? Any major issues?
Well, of course, our county is known for outdoors activities. So on long weekends like this, especially on Memorial Day and 4th of July, we get a lot of people out on the rivers and hiking and boating and things like that.
So people have been I guess they've been following social distancing guidelines, right? You haven't had any major complaints with big groups or anything out there on the water, have you, or those hiking trails?
No, things are going very well. In fact, our numbers have been great. I don't think we've had another case in the last 5 or 6 days. So we're holding at 69 total cases.
Oh, that's awesome. Some good news, that area is kind of seeing kind of sporadic numbers and stuff. What can you say to folks that we're getting ready to start this new week, restrictions being lifted? What do you want to remind them as far as making sure that they're sanitizing and following these guidelines?
Well, we've done a good job so far. Our citizens have done great. I just want to have them continue to do the same thing. Whatever we're doing is working. So let's continue doing that so we don't have an uptick in the number of cases.
Let's talk a little bit about the jail policy. I know we were talking before during the break. Worried? Are you concerned for your deputies and safety out there? Maybe some people that may not have caused problems before were getting out and socializing, reintegrating again. Are you concerned about them maybe taking it to that next level a lot sooner and letting these things escalate?
Well, sure. Of course, we're always worried about the safety of our deputies. They do a very dangerous job, and they do a good job for us. It is very important that the people understand that just because the jail numbers, we're trying to keep them down so we don't get the virus inside the jail, does not mean that if you break the law, we will not put you in jail.
And so that's the big message out there is no matter if it's a small crime or big crime, you guys are out there still protecting our citizens and making sure that they're going to be held accountable for their actions.
Absolutely. Things haven't changed a bit in Jackson County and probably throughout the state. We're just being a little more careful of who we put in jail for any period of time, just try to keep the virus out of our jail.
And then you do have that policy in place to quarantine folks for 14 days no matter what their crime is if they go to jail.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that we try to plan in advance for what might come with everything opening up in the next week or so and courts opening up and people having court dates. We anticipate more people getting put in jail. If that happens, we may have to amend our policy for a 14-day policy.
All right, Jackson County Chief Deputy Rocky Harnen, always good to see you. Thank you so much for your time this morning.
Thank you, Marie.
All right, have a good rest of your Memorial Day. Time now 6:47.